slaughter, but why? Inside the main, My Darling is losing a substantial amount of production units. I mean, Ego did clean up the attack, but at the same time, he took a lot more damage economically than he needed to. And Ego tried to stop these SCVs from getting away, dropping his Blue Flame Hellions right here. Nice micro by Ego, cleaning up a lot of SCVs, tremendous damage. 42 SCVs killed. Ego taking game 2 in the best of 3 series. It's going to be all 3 games. Ego versus My Darling. Let's see what My Darling plays. All right, we're going to Frost, game 3 in the best of 3. Ego versus My Darling. That was really exciting. But here again, Ego's main weakness, and My Darling knows it, is he doesn't macro up behind his attacks. He moves all his units and doesn't spend his money. However, that attack was so brute force that there wasn't really much My Darling could do in the way of defense. And we are going. All right. Game 3 on Frost. Remember, the winner of this event will win 10 Dara, 10 whole Dara, which is very exciting. Thank you, Otto, for following me. Was such a guy, such a nice guy. Down here in the bottom left corner of the map is the blue Terran player, Ego, playing for Team Royals. In the top left corner of the map is the teal Terran player, My Darling, playing for Team Infinity North. Now, this is a quarterfinals match, so it is best of 3. The next series will be in the semifinals, and it will be a best of 5. Should be very excited to see who wins this. Both players proven to be very effective with their attacks and counterattacks. Both have their weaknesses, both have their strengths, and that is why we are tied right now, 1-1. So we are going to see, I think, a macro game. That's just me. I don't know. Fun fact of Frost here. I have seen it only once where I spawn, or the players have spawned diagonally. I have never actually played a game where it's a diagonal spawn. It has always been perpendicular. Or parallel. I think it's parallel. Either way, either above or next to you. There. Get rid of those big multi-syllable words. So far we have one depot down on the map. Some crazy early game plays right now. No cheese, so we have the early scout coming in for Ego. My guess is Ego. My Darling's right there. Barracks coming down for My Darling. Is My Darling ahead? By 20 hit points, My Darling is ahead. Let's see if... we do actually have the 12 gas. We're going to see the same exact build by Ego. Looks like we're going to have a change up by My Darling. My guess is going to be Rax Fast Expand. So SCV is going to go out right upstairs and be like, yep, I know you're there. Oh, we actually have a gas. Look at that. A little bit later than normal. Wonder if that's intentional. 14 gas is a little unconventional from my knowledge. But here again, I am just a lowly gold. I don't know anything about anything. Ego's got to get inside. You're going to see that she has that gas just now starting, whereas he's already saturated. So, he may have his Reaper. He'll have his Reaper before My Darling has hers. So this SCV saw everything he needed to see. And he's going to go ahead and run away. First Reaper is out. We do have that second supply depot coming down for both players. Orbital Command has actually been started for My Darling ahead of Ego. So Ego's a little bit, just a few seconds behind there. Nothing that's really game-breaking. We do have First Reaper coming out about 25 seconds. We do have some Marines getting ready for the Reaper play. My Darling is kind of metagaming. Like, you know what? This guy has used the same opening every single time. My guess is he's going to do it again. You know what? It's a safe bet. I know. Oh, excuse me. I know I use the same opening every time. Maybe that's why I'm gold. Who knows? So My Darling actually dropping the factory now. Looks like she's going to go into 1-1-1. It's a little bit of a slow 1-1-1, but hey, you know what? It's around the same time. There's a refinery. I was about to say, it's kind of weird to see a factory without a second refinery, and we have the second refinery coming down. So they're both pretty much the same build so far, except for the fact that My Darling has built Marines as opposed to Ego's Reaper, which is about to get picked off. Good job, Ego, scouting to see if there's anything else hidden in any of the corners. SCV going around scouting if there's been a ninja expand. Pretty good play so far. Just testing the waters from both players. The reactor over here being finished for My Darling. We don't have anything else really going on. Both players stockpiling a lot of minerals, so we're actually probably going to see an expand from both players. Relatively safe play to go ahead and expand right now. And I was wrong. It looks like he's actually going to put down a starport. That's kind of crazy. I fully expected to see see it expand, but not just yet. So that Reaper finally dying. And we have the starport coming down from My Darling as well. So both players actually doing the same things. Ah! Well, actually, we have a reactor coming down for Ego and a tech lab coming down from My Darling. So we're going to see some hot Hellion versus tank action. I have to tell you that any action is always hot. That's pretty much the MO for this story here. Both players relatively even here. My Darling is ahead by 1 SCV. And now they're tied. And now she's ahead again. And so we have the 2 Hellions being made here. Now, I'm not entirely sure if My Darling has actually successfully scouted his base just yet. No, all she knows is that there are 2 depots and a barracks and no expansion, per se. But she doesn't know that he's got 4 Hellions. We're going to have a Hellion drop. No, we're not. We're going to have Banshee play on top of Hellions to the front door. And that's okay. That's what he did the first game. He did an excellent job of getting the upper hand, but he did macro behind it. I cannot let you forget that. He did not macro behind it and actually cost him the game. So this time, I bet you Ego has learned. He has thought to himself, I forgot to build stuff behind that attack, and this time I will not make that mistake. My Darling is actually supply capped still, and we are good. So we actually have a timing, it looks like. No, yep, here it is. The 7-minute push. Tank and Marines. For an army, My Darling is actually going to move out 1 tank, 10 Marines, 1 dropship, and to counter this, unknowingly, Ego is actually going to run right into it with 4 Hellions and 6 Marines. Behind this, though, he does have a Banshee set up to go into the mirror line. So the Hellion is actually going to find out right away that there is something going. There is something coming. It is scary. It is scary and in the form of a tank, and I cannot do anything about this. So I would actually be better off if I just ran away, which is what he's doing. Turtle inside your base. No! Okay, I thought I was going to let that Heli just run away. This Banshee, no! What are you doing? You're going to show your hand! And the Banshee has been seen. What he needs to do is actually cloak, but he doesn't even have that for another 60 seconds. Really, he's just gambling. Or actually, you know what? It's not that bad of an idea, really. He's kind of distracting My Darling, trying to get the focus on the Banshee here, and that Viking doing a lot more damage than he needs to do. Cloak! You have cloak! No! Second Banshee getting ready to be completed here. It's actually going to put right into the force. And My Darling seeing that cloak a mile away. Excellent telegraph. Oh, how unfortunate. So My Darling is actually going to successfully contain Ego here. He has no medevacs to heal his units right here. And My Darling saving up the scans just for these snipes. And inside the base from both players, I mean, we have a Raven coming from My Darling. Inside Royal's base, he has a... Oh, he is now supply blocked. How unfortunate. This is actually why a lot of players are not building supply depots against Terran Protoss, because these depots, once they get targeted, it's GG. Because early game especially, Terran players are dependent on these depots. And these this Viking is actually proving itself to be very useful. And Ego's kind of at a loss now. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh shit, I've got an issue here. This Raven about to be completed, so she doesn't have to use any more scans. And she actually is just playing off one base. There's the command center now. But Ego's in a tough spot now. He's got to figure out how he can beat this. He really needs to take out that that tank, and he knows it. But he doesn't really have enough for enough energy for a cloak. Looks like My Darling is actually going to spot it. Nope, he's got to get that tank, which is really good. And hopefully it's just in time. There are enough Hellions to kill these Marines. He actually is in a good position to kill these Marines. And this Banshee's going to do a pretty good job helping clean up these Marines as well. There's going to be too much damage to this medevac to heal up. So Ego doing a good job fighting this off. My Darling's going to try and run away, clean up as much as he can. This Widowmine could do a lot of damage. Oh! Good connection with Widowmine, only doing 2 damage. Sounded a lot more vicious than it really was. And Ego did a good job fighting off his back. He was almost down for the count there, but he did a good job. My Darling only killed 4 SCVs and did a little bit of contain. Neither player has their expansion, so technically didn't really slow Ego down, but did enough pressure just to be like, hey, I paid attention to you, and don't you forget I got my eye on you, all right? My Darling actually retreating all the units back to the base. These Hellions, though, you don't want to lose these Hellions. You just barely fought off the attack. It's not worth it. Take your toys and go home. Alright, so I was wondering why he didn't claim that money. So that's actually the winner from another event, and it turns out that that email he gave me didn't work. So I'll have to send him another email in a few to make sure that he gets the money that he won. As I mentioned the rules, if you win first place, you need to have PayPal to get the award. I'm not going to go out of my way to pay you any other way. Sorry. So make sure you have PayPal, and make sure you have an email that works. All right? So don't forget, you need PayPal to collect the money. So we do have a little bit of thing just going on over there. Missed it. That's okay. I was talking about PayPal. Banshee being a pain in the butt here. And boom, there it is. So that Banshee actually got cleaned up. Yeah, and there's actually one of the admins of the event. He actually saw that the payment was late 3 weeks. I actually canceled it just because I thought maybe I got the wrong emails waiting for him to contact me. But either way, I digress. Not important. We have My Darling and Ego just hanging out here. All these Hellions are going to get cleaned up for what reason other than just being themselves? No good. No good can be gained from that. All right, inside the base now we have 3 factories, 1 barracks, and this starport has been moved to generate more medevacs than he currently has. Ego tried to do as much harass as he can with his Banshees. Not really getting a lot of payoff for him, but he is trying to even up the worker kill count. It is 4 worker kills by My Darling to Ego's 3 worker kills, so he's doing something. Blue Flame now being started by My Darling. And looks like that we're going to see some more mech on mech play. Hot mech on mech play. We do have the safe expansion by Ego here. Going to go down here and take the 3rd, it looks like. Personally, when I play against Terran, I actually don't like this 3rd right here. I actually prefer going for this. I mean, sure, you have more chokes to defend and some intercontinental play, but this is just a pain in the butt. Serious pain in the butt right here. So it looks like we have the floating barracks right here. So My Darling is like, you know what, I'm going all mech. I don't need that crap. Get out of here. And that's, it's pretty legit. Hellions going to come out here. Marauding party of Hellions. These Hellions going to die. You stand no chance. Goodbye, gentlemen. Thanks for coming. Ego, considering going out to meet those Hellions? Yes, he is. And that Marine is also dead. So we had a little bit of barbecue here. Ego said, no, I want my map control. Going to come out here and get us around. Where are we going? Line attack. Oh, all right. So, Ego did a good job. That was some straight-up micro-tournament play here. My Darling, and let's take a look at the armies here. So for the army, we have 1 Viking, 2 Hellions, 4 tanks, 5 Marines, and 1 Raven for My Darling's army. And Ego's army is 1 Banshee, 10 Hellions, 3 tanks, 1 Marine. So we have pretty equal army supply. If we go ahead and look at it, it's 10 in favor of Ego. Overall, it's not too bad, though. It's not game-breaking. My Darling is at the 400 mineral mark, which tells me she's probably going to... She's floating a lot of minerals, actually. So this 3rd is being taken right now by My Darling. I don't really like it, but apparently these two. Maybe I'm just too much of a Hesu noob. I don't know if any of you guys remember that term, Hesu. It's the opposite of Gosu or Chobo. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not Gosu. I don't know that stuff. Both players taking simultaneous 3rds. We are in for the long haul, guys. It is going to be mech v mech. Macro v macro on TVT, and these 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, or SCVs, just hanging out. I guess they didn't actually want to deposit their crystals in the little crystal bank there. Hey, whatever. And it looks like we have some SCVs here. I guess, that's just the thing to do. Just bring your SCVs, have them hang out, and if there's any damage, repair your stuff. That's cool, too. Ego getting some map control with some vision. Nothing in terms of saturation. My Darling actually did a transition very well here. She actually has the refinery saturated. We have this static defense right here, and we have Ego coming in doing a little bit of harassment above. Blue flame from both players. Neither actually have vehicle upgrades just yet, which is kind of weird because both players are going mech. And My Darling very cleverly plays depots here, protecting herself from any kind of choke on this bridge. Not quite the same strategy from Ego here, and it's always a pleasure to watch that. These neat things just pop up every now and then. So Ego's going to take the 4th. Now that's what I'm talking about. If you're going to expand once, you go ahead and expand twice. Yeah, you like that. But My Darling is not having any of it, so we're going to have a full move out here. Nicely placed tanks, nice spread. He's actually going to control this choke fairly well. What concerns me, though, is this Raven. This Raven has full energy, which means that's enough for, well, two Seeker missiles. There we are. Took me a minute to do math. 75 plus 75 is what? And these tanks up on the ridge are going to do a substantial amount of damage here. But again, the vision from above is going to do a lot for him. Ego trying to snipe that Raven at first. My Darling bit on the run, but good placement of that point defense drone. Who wants to... Oh no. The 3rd. And these SCVs are going to get annihilated if we don't see a move just yet. 1 SCV, 2 SCV, 3 SCV. Oh! There it goes. So this third is actually going to be denied. It's a good thing he's taking that fourth behind this. My Darling attacking for multiple points. Ego's going to go ahead and kill that tank. My Darling's going to go ahead and drop the Viking. This Viking's going to kill that tank. And the Viking's going to run away. This point defense drone definitely earning its keep over here. It's got about 25 energy left. So it's going to